What if everything you've already lived, every mission, every sacrifice, every hard-earned lesson could become something other people pay to read? Here's what most veterans don't realize when they think about writing online. They assume writing is hard or it's for people who went to school for it. But the truth is, veterans already have what most writers spend years trying to develop: real experience, discipline, a clear sense of mission, the ability to communicate under pressure. What most veterans don't have is a starting point. And let's find you a starting point right now. I'm going to show you a simple AI writing workflow, one that any veteran can use regardless of tech experience, that removes the blank page problem forever. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to start writing online using simple AI tools. We'll cover three things today. First, why writing online is one of the most practical and accessible ways for veterans to build income, share their knowledge, and stay mentally sharp after service. Second, how simple AI tools, specifically ChatGPT and Claude, remove the biggest barrier most veterans face when they try to write: staring at a blank page. Third, a clear, simple three-part workflow you can use today to start writing online, even if you've never done it before. This is a simple starting point, built specifically for veterans who have something worth sharing and just need an easy, clear way to begin. Here's the workflow. I call it the three-step AI writing start. It's not complicated, it's not technical, and you don't need any prior writing experience to use it. Step 1. Brainstorm using AI. Step 2. Build your outline using AI. Step 3. Draft and refine using AI. Each step builds on the last. Each one moves you closer to a finished piece of writing, and each one is something you can do right now, today, for free. Step 1. Brainstorm with AI. This is where many people get stuck before they ever start. They sit there, staring at a blank screen, trying to come up with an idea worth writing about. AI removes that problem entirely. Here's how. Open ChatGPT or Claude. Both are free to use in a browser, no download required. In the text box, type this: give me 5 ideas for things I could write about based on my military experience. I want topics that would be helpful or interesting to civilians who want to understand what military life is really like. You can give it a little information about your service if you want to, then press send. In about 10 seconds, you'll have a list of 5 specific, relevant, interesting topic ideas, all based on what you already know. You didn't have to think of them from scratch or stare at a blank screen. You just gave AI a starting point and it handed you a list to choose from. That's the entire purpose of step 1. Not to write anything, just to find an idea worth exploring. Read through the list. Pick the one that feels most natural or most important to you. That's your starting point. Step 2. Build your outline with AI. Now that you have a topic, you need a simple structure: a beginning, a middle, and an end. Something to follow so you're not just writing in circles. Here's what you type next. Give me a simple 5-section outline for an article about insert your topic. Each section should have a short heading and 2 bullet points explaining what that section will cover. Write it for a general audience with no military background, then press send. What comes back is a complete structure for your article. 5 sections, clear titles, bullet points showing exactly what each section will cover. That's step 2, and it takes about 30 seconds. Step 3. Draft and refine with AI. This is where the actual writing happens, and it's simpler than you might expect. Take the first section of your outline, go back to ChatGPT or Claude, type this. Write a 200-word draft of the first section of my article. The section title is Insert your section title. The audience is civilians with no military experience. Keep the tone calm, clear, and respectful. No jargon, easy to read. A draft will appear. It won't be perfect, but that's fine. Read it. Change anything that doesn't sound like you. Add a detail from your own experience if one comes to mind. Then move to the next section and repeat. By the time you've done this for all 5 sections, you'll have a complete first draft of a real article written in your voice based on your experience, with AI handling the hard part of getting the words onto the page. That's the 3-step AI writing start. Brainstorm, outline, draft, and refine. 3 steps, 1 finished draft. 0 blank page stress. Let me walk you through the entire workflow using a real example. For this example, the topic is what civilians don't understand about military discipline and why it matters in everyday life. That's a topic any veteran could write about. It's specific, it's interesting to a general audience, and it's based on lived experience that no civilian writer could replicate. Now here's step 1 for the example. Brainstorming. Type in the prompt we used earlier. The AI comes back with 5 options. One of them is what civilians misunderstand about military discipline and how those lessons apply to everyday life. So that becomes our topic. Brainstorming complete, took about 45 seconds. Step 2 in our example, building the outline. Type in the step 2 prompt we used earlier. The AI comes back with this outline. Section 1, discipline is not punishment, it is a system. Section 2, why small habits matter more than big goals. Section 3, how military routines translate to civilian life. Section 4, what happens when discipline breaks down and how to rebuild it. Section 5, one simple practice anyone can start today. Read that outline. Does it flow? Yes. Does it cover the topic clearly? Yes. Does it give the reader something valuable? Absolutely. And it took about 20 seconds to generate. Now here's something important. Read the outline critically. If a section doesn't feel right, go back to AI and say, can you adjust section 3 to focus more on morning routines specifically? And it will adjust. You're always in charge of the direction. AI is just helping you build the road. Outline complete. Step 3 in the example, drafting each section. Let's take section 1. Discipline is not punishment, it's a system. We type, write a 200-word draft for the first section of an article. The section title is Discipline is not punishment, it's a system. The audience is civilians with no military background. Keep the tone calm, clear, and informative. No jargon, no technical language. The AI comes back with a clear, readable 200-word section explaining that discipline in a military context is not about harsh rules, it's about building systems that produce reliable results under any conditions. We read it and see that there's one sentence that doesn't quite capture what we know to be true from experience. So we add our own line. In the field, discipline is the difference between a mission that succeeds and one that falls apart. And it's not because of orders, it's caused by poor habits. That one line, the one that came from lived experience, makes the entire section better. That's the refining part of step 3. AI gives you a draft. You make it yours. Next, we repeat that process for all 5 sections. By the time we're done, we have a complete, readable, valuable article written in our voice based on our experience that any civilian would benefit from reading. Total time, roughly 60 to 90 minutes for someone doing this for the first time. The second time, it takes less. The third time, less again. Here's one more thing worth knowing about step 3. Sometimes the AI draft will feel a little flat, a little too formal. When that happens, do not start over. Just type this back to the AI. Rewrite that section to sound warmer and more conversational, like someone who's talking to a friend. Then press send. The new version will be noticeably different, more personal, more readable, more like something you'd actually want to share. That small adjustment, asking for a different tone, is one of the most useful things you can learn in AI writing. Let me show you a couple of real examples of how veterans just like you could use this workflow today. Example 1. Robert, 61, Army veteran, 24 years of service. Robert knows logistics. He spent over 2 decades coordinating supply chains, managing personnel, and solving problems under pressure. When he retired, he felt like that knowledge just became irrelevant. He discovered AI writing tools, and he started with one article, 5 lessons from military logistics that every small business owner should know. The article took him one afternoon to write. He published it on a free blogging platform called Medium. Within 2 weeks, it had been read over 400 times. He has now written 11 articles. He gets emails from small business owners asking for advice. He's building something he never expected, an audience of people who value what he knows. Example 2. Diana, 57, Air Force veteran, retired as a master sergeant. She used AI brainstorming and came up with an idea she'd never considered, writing short, practical articles for other veterans navigating the VA system. What paperwork to file first? How to write a clear personal statement for a disability claim? How to prepare for a CMP exam? She now has a small website. She charges nothing, but she's been contacted by a veterans advocacy organization that wants to partner with her, something she never saw coming. Writing with AI, like any other skill developed through discipline and repetition, builds over time. Go through this process 10 times. You'll never think about writing the same again. It's actually pretty easy now. As you evolve, your body of work can become many things. A blog, a newsletter, a self-published book, a course, a consulting practice built around the experience and expertise you already have. Here's your one action step for today. Open ChatGPT or Claude. Type this prompt. Give me 5 ideas for things I could write about based on my military experience. I want topics that would be helpful or interesting to civilians who want to understand what military life is really like. Read what comes back. Pick one idea that feels real to you. And that's it. You don't have to write anything else today. Just do that one thing. Because that one thing is the beginning of a writing workflow, a voice, and a body of work that could matter to more people than you realize. If this training was helpful, please leave a comment below. Tell me what topic you chose when you tried the brainstorm prompt. I read every single comment, and I genuinely like to know what you came up with. Click the thumbs up if this gave you something useful today. It helps other veterans find this channel. And if you want to keep building one simple step, one clear win, 1 week at a time, subscribe to this channel. You'll get new training every week designed for people like you. Thank you for your service and thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.